Oh, you're going to do a cell phone safety test, I see. Well, you should start with the $30 million toxicology report you already got. Start with that and save that money for shielding for all the children. Like $2,000 shielding canopy for every child. Seeing that child gets 10 times more microwave radiation than an adult. Let's just start with that one. No need to spend a whole lot of money when there's a $30 million toxicology report that already shows cell phone can cause a lot of damage. And then you have all the 10 years worth of video and courtroom hearing with the FCC because the Environmental Health Trust won in court. You could start with that. Or the 10,000 pages of peer-reviewed studies that they never looked at. Or we could just look at the rat study that they did to get the cell phone safety that we're riding on right now and be like, UBI, that money, whatever you're going to spend on testing for cell phones, which shouldn't even be even thought of, go safeguard those children. That's what we should do. Their DNA is being cooked. And I can see that on a Safe and Sound Pro meter. You could go buy one. It's only $1,000. Save the taxpayer a whole lot of money and start issuing out UBIs. Because we already know from Facebook, they made these things addictive. Dopamine hits, people are jacked on it, and you have a thing called Lily Wave, which you can see the frequency down below, and you can match it up on a oscilloscope to see if it's there or not. Either it's there or it's not there. But if it is there, it's logically impulsing someone to want to do videos, to want to play video games online with a whole bunch of microwaves that you can test anywhere at any given time, anywhere in the world. Only $1,000. And then the rest of that money could be issued out for a UBI for people to wean themselves off of this stuff. Like buying a cable that transforms your phone into an Ethernet cord. You ain't going anywhere. You just like the freedom of Wi-Fi. Cooking yourself isn't the way to go. About page legal RF exposure. Does that sound like science to you? They can put a spacer anywhere between 5 and 15 centimeters and say, I passed the outdated safety guideline that lost in court and never looked at the vulnerability of children and pregnant women. We don't need a study. We could just look at what they said and what they didn't do. They looked at only thermal effects. That should be a timeout automatically. Here's your money for experimenting on you and your children for multiple years. They knew the damage, as well as one of their whistleblowers. What more do you need, right? How many of you think that the government should issue you a UBI? And I mean, the government can go after all the other ones that should have known better. If you're going to make an app addictive, you should know what the RF exposure of that device is. But you didn't bother to look. So it's your fault, right? No, it shouldn't be. This should be a Nuremberg Code violation. But, no one's ever going to stick that into anyone, right? But let's just say it was just a mistake. Let's make up this mistake the right way. A UBI, so no one has to go to work and get microwaved because they might not want to change. That's not fair at all to the pregnant woman that has to go to work, right? Right? What is the safety level of an embryo? Can you tell me? Baby Safe Project, Environmental Health Trust, Dr. Barry Trower, Magna Havis, Martin Paul, Dr. Klinkhart, Bioinitiative Report, environmentalhealthtrust.org or EHT.org, EHTscience.org. There's another one. There's two. So yeah, if you think a UBI, and this isn't about being lazy, this isn't about, you got to earn your dues. This is about cooking your children for money. That's what this is. Cooking your children for money. Go look at the ads. If they're showing an ad with a child holding a phone, that cell phone company should be held liable for illustrating that. It's showing the person out using the phone without a spacer exceeding the outdated safety guidelines that are already lost in court and never updated yet. So now they got to go back and say, what's the holdup? I mean, you go over to Environmental Health Trust, go over there for a day, and then come back and post. This is the most important thing you could be doing right now. Everything ties into it. You take a vaccination, and you got a cell phone up to your child's head for hours on end, breaking the blood-brain barrier. And any mercury tooth filling that you have, you can see it over at PubMed, mercury released from amalgam fillings. And that was only done with a router and a phone and 20 minutes worth of exposure. It was either double or triple over baseline. Dr. Megan Havis, it's in her EMF course study number 2, somewhere like 15, 20 minutes in. I'll post it down below. The most important thing, it's not UFOs, it's not Bigfoot. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a rant because I'm electric sensitive and I don't like playing around with microwaves either. But if I'm gonna do it, I might as well have a reason why, right? So, if you're still in disbelief after seeing the court hearing that you can hear over at Environmental Health Trust YouTube, you can watch the whole court hearing and hear what the judge says and all that, and how they ruled it arbitrary and capricious. I don't have my computer on, I'm trying to think of the website, but you can just type in something like EMF shielding. You should find several companies, but it's Living Something is the one I'm trying to think of, but they have shielding canopies in there. So if you're still in disbelief, you can call Building Biologist Institution, buildingbiologistinstitution.org. You can go over there and you can find a specialist that will come out and test your home, give you the numbers and all that. So you don't have to go spend $1,000 on the equipment, but it's like $100 and some per room, depending on who you get. But you'll have a sheet, in fact, and ask them before they come out, like, do you mind if I make a video and let people aware of this? Be like free advertisement for them, but it'd be a really good video because indifference, this is the big one. If you get it, indifference causes the most harm. So you can't go around screaming at people, in the street, put down your phone, it's killing you. Can't do that. You can't do that. If you have a child, write down below that you can't do that. You're gonna get stabbed. Parents that take away their phone, please chime in. Yeah, my child, it turned into Chucky the second I tried taking its phone away. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I've heard it before. I'm like, my mouth would fucking crack me right in the fucking face. Let's go on to school shootings. Why not, right? His name is Patrick Flanagan. Best friends with John C. Lilly. And I'm at my 10-minute mark, so that's all you get. But save your children.